Hey, folks, y'all see the title. I'm not going to go through every 100% bit of this piece, but I will leave the link to openthebooks.substack.com. Openthebooks.substack.com. I will leave it in the I'll leave it somewhere, either in the description box or in the comment section or whatever the case may be. So anyway, I'm gonna hit the big points and we just go from there. Let's go ahead and get going. And like I say, don't get mad. You passed over ads. I'm gonna leave the link so you can get all the little nooks and crannies, at your leisure here. But you see what it says. Downey, California pumped tens of millions into, and I'm holding my pinky up like I'm Dr. Evil when I say millions. Immigration non-government organizations, that's what NGOs stand for, that fight deportation and that track ICE and more. So basically, California spending millions, spent millions, and you see the date on it, this was 7 days ago, spent millions to keep non-citizens in California and have citizens doing the work to keep the illegals in. I'm telling y'all, liberalism is a mental disorder. I don't know how else to say it. So, and you see what it is. The teams, the guard up here and the guys, they love doing this. Know why they do? And you know why they do this. I know why they do this. Because they know that they can't hit them. If they know it was a free for all, them fucktards you see right here, they wouldn't be here. Oh, and here's something else. And I had somebody trying to get cranky with me, but I said, okay, you can get cranky all the flip you want. I'm telling the truth. The majority of the protesters, the hardcore protesters with the mask like this, that's a gringo. There ain't no Mexican. That's a gringo. The hardcore, the big disruptive ones is going hard like that. It's white people. Yeah. Now the biggest proponent on the right that's against it. Well, I ain't gonna say the biggest. There's a lot on the right against it. There's a lot on the left that's for it, and both of them are white. There's a lot of blacks that's neutral, and there's a lot of blacks. I know a lot of black people that is for the mass deportations. I know some that wasn't, and then changed their tune. I always was prior. I mean, I was on this shit 30 years ago, but that's me. Anyway, let's find the meat. As federal agents are confronted by riots, over the arrest or deportation of criminal illegal aliens. Look, if you're here illegally, you've already broken the law. If you didn't come through a port of entry and do the paperwork so you can get, so you can work your way to getting to staying here legally, you're already a criminal. Like I said, just like when we had the stream, I say, I broke into Truth Teller's house, but I broke into his house to steal his latest console game. What is it? PS, whatever, PS5. I don't know where the numbers are now, but I didn't get, but before I could get a chance to steal it, I hear him coming through the front door. So I jumped out, I ran out his back door. So because I didn't steal his PS5, does that mean that I didn't break into his house illegally? I still broke into his house, whether I took anything or not. It's called breaking and entering. Then if I would have stole it, then you get to throw theft on top of it. But still, last time I checked, breaking and entering is against the law. Last time I checked. Maybe shit and changed since last time I seen it, but I doubt it. Anyway, I ought to say that because people love them. Well, illegal. No, illegal. If you're struggling with the definition of the word illegal, I am not the channel for you. Please find somebody else. Please do us all a favor. Is exploring how the state and even the federal government have been funding nonprofits that facilitate migration and advocate for open borders policies locally and nationwide. Over the past 2 years, Cali poured tens of millions into nonprofits involved in immigration, refugee advocacy, and legal services. Just 5 key NGOs documented here received $73.6 million in 2023 and 2024, and all of them include deportation defense in their work. They're also 501c3s. Nonprofits. How can you be nonprofit and receive $73.6 million at the same time? Look, I know it's a game, but still, it's sometimes common sense should run to the front of come hitting you like a rush of blood to the freaking head. Nevertheless, many participate in advocacy in state and federal level, some emphasizing policy work in states other than California. These organizations represent only a portion of nonprofits receiving funding related to immigration and legal support and advocacy. Let's see. Spending cycle becomes more perverse when federal funds allow flow of these nonprofits, empowering the advocate for federal and state policies, and then basically you're giving them money to help them break federal law. Open the books compiled state spending figures throughout our California checkbook and a collection of line-by-line expenditures across state-level entities. Okay, let's see. I need to probably get a snapshot of this and make this the screenshot. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get it while I'm here, right? So I ain't got to come back. Screenshot thumbnail. Duh. Screenshot this to make a thumbnail. That ought to work. That ought to fit it pretty good. And capture. All right. Now, Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights. Coalition Sherla, $35.2 million. Immigrant Legal Resource Center, $29.8 million. Immigration Institute of the Bay Area, from the Bay to the Yay, 7.1. Services Immigrant Rights and Education Network, Siren, $772K. Immigrant Defenders Law Center, IMDEF, $631K. This one here, Churla, identified on X by California-based attorney Laura Powell, organization that particularly involved in the LA riots and resistance to federal immigration law enforcement. Their strong relationship with LA government leadership, including Mayor Karen Bass, that was in Africa while her city was being burnt down. And she outlined how the nonprofit leads a coalition hotline where members of the public can send in tips on the location of ICE agents and a rapid response network deploy activists. Let me translate that for you. You can call in and say why ICE is showing up, and they will dispatch their paid goons. We've all seen the flyers and all the other stuff. Some of them I've seen them as low as $100 a day. The most I seen was $250 a day, paid agitators and whatnot. Which to me, that's crazy. But anyway, so you got that. Immigration czar Tom Homan, we know about that. It has an action fund sister 501c4 nonprofit that creates campaigns to pass bills and endorse political candidates. Imagine that. Spending on California state agency per open book. Okay. Damn. Arts Council? Are you freaking kidding me? Arts Council? Y'all see the numbers. Jeez Louise. Immigrant Legal Resource Center. The Immigrant Legal Resource Center is one of the only few technical assistance organizations nationally and in California with expertise on immigration post-conviction relief. Immigrant post-conviction relief. So I guess that means finding a way to pump money to you after you get out of jail. I mean, help me. Bueller. More vulnerable than any other group, being a target for deportation and make up the overwhelming majority of deportations that occur in any year. The organization is focused on 3 pillars: dismantling the arrest and deportation pipeline, disrupting racial disparities. I'm doing the air quotes thing. Y'all can't see me. Expanding immigration law to provide improved protections for from deportation and access to immigrant relief, whatever the fuck that means. Preserving and expanding access to legal services, basically getting American lawyers to represent people that's in the country illegally. Spending by California state agency, judicial branch, $1,735. It should be zero. Department of Social Services. Now, folks, what does the Department of Social Services do? Because that's another argument I had with some slop mouth, with a black chick, trying to argue with me that illegals don't get food stamps and illegals don't get Section 8 and all this. Lady, you are out of your effing mind. And guess who came to defend? Well, I don't agree with what she's saying, Nick, but she a queen. You need to be nice to man. F you and F. As a matter of fact, y'all can go somewhere and F each other. Just do the F and the F away from here. Effers. But don't. Judicial branch, $2,000. So it went up a little bit last year. And, whoa, look at this. What? Yeah, but anyway. These numbers, this is too much. 22 mil. Well, Nick, it went down to 7 mil, 227,000. I don't give a damn. Yes, it went down. You know, that's Orange Man stuff. But still, it should be nothing. Spending by California, open books. Immigrant Defense Lawyer Center. Susan Alva, who according to their website bio played a key role in the founding of CHIRLA, another group on this list. While the groups represent individuals in immigration proceedings, policy advocacy is a major goal of the MDEF as well. According to the website, we recognize the need to not only help individuals facing deportation, but also work towards systemic change that reimaginates a more just immigration system. These is white people, which is crazy to me. Of course, they're liberals, and like we always say, ideology trumps race. We know that. Service Immigrants' Rights and Education Network. Okay, community education and organizing, leading development, legal service. Okay, the same old word salad. Creating organization hubs to organize families and individuals to engage in immigrant integration advocate. This is all word salad. Working to shift the political landscape in Northern California and the Valley by mobilizing immigrant and youth vote in elections. Look. Gavin bang your wife Newsom. And here, that's the other part. None of this can be done without being green stamped by the governor. Gavin bang your wife Newsom. And we know where he stands on this stuff. He beating his gums at the Orange Man, behind doing this stuff. I may as well get this picture too while I'm here. I might be able to work it in somewhere. Yeah, Gavin bang your wife Newsom. So he's okay with all of this because he has to sign off on it to come from the state funds. California poured tens of millions. California, that means he signed off on it. You're fighting against your own money. Americans are fighting against their own money. I don't know how else to say it. Tell me what you think. Y'all be good and be safe. How you feel about this? How you feel about this? I just a question. I just want, it's a simple question. How do y'all feel about this?